Well, good morning and rise and shine, and welcome to Live at 6:05. I am Dr. Amy Nussbaum. Welcome this morning as I'm going to ask you just a couple questions here this morning. Is there a habit in your life that right now that you wish that you could stop, but you're really just not sure how? Or maybe, it's scrolling too long at night or hitting the snooze button too many times in the morning or just reaching for unhealthy food when you're stressed. If that is something you're struggling with, or maybe on the flip side, what's one healthy habit that you've been wanting to start, but just haven't been able to stick with it? Take a second to think about this as we dive in this morning, because here's the truth about habits. They're powerful because they become automatic in our life. We start to do things without even thinking. Have you ever been driving and all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, I am driving to work because my brain, that's where I'm headed, even though really what I needed to do was go to the grocery store. Or, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm already doing this thing. You don't have time to think about it, and it just, these habits, they just happen. Or if all of a sudden you're eating something, you're like, why am I eating this? I'm really not even hungry. But when I come home from work, I usually grab a snack and I'm sitting here eating a bag of chips and I don't really know why. Because it has just become a habit and we don't even think about it anymore. It just becomes automatic. But the good news is we can rewire those automatic behaviors. It's not about stopping something, it's about replacing it with something better. So, how do we actually do that? How do we retrain our brain? How do we rewire those pathways? Let me give you three practical steps this morning that you can start implementing today. First is identify what the trigger is for you. Every habit has a cue, something that sets it off. The stress, boredom, certain times of day. When we get up, we do this. When we go to bed, we do this. When we get home from work, we have that snack. Even certain people create a trigger for us. When I'm with this person, I have this behavior, or when we go out to dinner, I have this behavior. So pay attention when those habits start to show up around certain times, around certain people, and start to just notice, become curious about those things and take note. And then we need to replace them with something else, not just remove them. Because if you try to stop a bad habit, you are leaving this space, this vacuum, and that vacuum usually pulls you back into that old habit instead of shifting to something different. So we need to replace those old habits. So if your habit is late night snacking, replace it with maybe having, a cup of tea or a glass of water or something else that would be healthier for you. If your habit is scrolling your phone in bed, replace it with maybe reading a couple pages of a book at night, or journaling instead at night. Replace it with something else. But the third thing here, really, that's important is to start small and to stay consistent. One of the challenges that some of my clients have is they try to revamp their entire life. They make this laundry list of things, and tomorrow's Monday, and we're going to start all of these things. But that's not typically how that works. Some people are successful like that, but most of us are not wired that way. So start small and be consistent. Big goals, they often will die quickly. Think of your New Year's resolutions. But small goals, they start to build momentum and build um, that knowledge in you that, yes, I can do this. And it starts to affirm that you're able to make these changes, and it starts to encourage you to continue down the path of making changes and seeing some growth. So start with one doable change. Maybe get out and walk for 5 minutes, or drink one more glass of water in your day, or write one line in your journal at night before you go to bed. But consistency compounds over time. So I love Galatians 6:9. It says, let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Habits may take some time, and it may even take oh my goodness, I forgot about this. We might need to set an alert on our phone, or we need to set our journal on our pillow so that we're reminded that, yes, this is what I am doing at night. Or maybe we need to move those snacks to a different area in the house, a different cabinet, so that when we go to reach for them at night, they're not there, and it makes us think, oh wait, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go for that 5-minute walk instead. But every little step matters, and you're planting seeds that are worth growing. So there are lots of tricks and techniques for shifting habits. But my challenge for you today is to identify one habit that you want to break and one habit that you want to build. And then write down the triggers for those moments and then replace with what you are going to try instead. And remember, don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Over time, those little shifts will completely change the direction of your life. And here's the thing, there are so many tips and techniques along the way for shifting your habits. So if you are ready for more support in building habits that align with your purpose and with your goals, reach out. I would love to talk with you about what a one on one coaching journey would look like. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, our Friday edition. But until then, remember, you are made for more. So go light up this world with your purpose and with